The Tennessee quarterback competition has been one of the more interesting quarterback competitions, not just in the SEC, but frankly in the whole country, for the simple fact there were four guys at one point, pretty much all involved in the quarterback competition. You have a new head coach, a bunch of things going on at Tennessee in general that make it very interesting. Two of the guys being transfers, and so now we're down to basically three guys in the competition, and right now it seems that Joe Milton is the favorite to win that job from what we're hearing, and just from kind of reading the tea leaves. Seems like he is going to be the guy that wins that job. But again, regardless who wins the job, I think you'll probably see multiple guys play this season. And I've been on record saying before, I think you'll see some pretty good quarterback play from Tennessee. I think Coach Heupel is going to be able to put the quarterback in a position to have some success. I'm not saying they're going to light the world on fire by any means, but I think you'll find some success there. So let's get a quick update on the Tennessee quarterback battle as it relates to today being Tuesday. Before we dive into the actual kind of content of the video, though, I just want to encourage you to consider subscribing to our YouTube channel if you like any quarterback-related content. So let's dive into an article on 247 Sports right now that goes into kind of the latest update of the Tennessee battle. And again, it reiterates saying that Joe Milton has emerged from the quarterback competition as probably being the favorite. At least that's what all indications suggest. So on the quarterbacks, though, this is Coach Heupel talking right here. No decisions have been made. Those guys have been great. They continue to compete. We'll see where we are at here at the end of the week. So maybe he's suggesting they'll have a starter by the end of the week. I think you want one before you go into your first prep week, if you will, as fall camp is ending. How he talks about Joe Melton not having a spring. He says him not having a spring is just what it is. For him, yeah, he's got less time on task and what we're doing offensively, but he spent a ton of time in May learning what we were doing before everyone was back up in June. The quarterback group as a collective group has spent a ton of time and energy really becoming refined in what we're doing. I thought the guys that showed up in training camp, fundamentally, technique were completely different. Joe has really progressed during the course of our training camp. You look at the first half, then the second half, much more comfortable with what we're asking him to do. He has great ownership. And they go on to the characteristics he's looking for. And here's what kind of gets interesting. So I feel like he kind of mentions characteristics that kind of represent all three guys. He says physically there are a lot of different traits. Some are big, some are small. Some are freaky fast, Hendon Hooker. Some have a freaky strong arm, Joe Milton. Some are great anticipation throwers, by Harrison Bailey. But all three of those characteristics are different. At the end of the day, I think the competitive spirit is the number one thing they've got to have. That's kind of a no-duh, in my opinion. They've got to be wired in a way that they're going to compete in the building with their teammates, and when they're by themselves every single day, I think that has a leadership trait to it as well. At the end of the day, the last quote Heupel says about the quarterback position, he says, at the end of the day, as the head coach and as a staff, you've got to trust the guy with the ball. He's going to be your lead decision maker, and he has to be sound at what he does. So kind of nothing really new to take away in the quarterback competition at Tennessee as of right now. What stands out to me is the decision-making process and the guy taking care of the ball. If you look statistically and historically, that's Hendon Hooker who's taking care of the ball the most. If you look at his TD to interception ratio compared to Joe Milton's. And Harrison Bailey's, he doesn't have a ton of he hasn't had a ton of attempts compared to the other guys. Hooker with, of course, the most playing time, and then Joe Milton last year at Michigan. So what are your thoughts, though, in the quarterback competition? Do you think it's any closer to getting decided? Do you think Milton is the guy moving forward? It seems like he is from just what we're seeing, what we're hearing. But I still think you'll see multiple guys play this season, and I still think that you'll have some good quarterback play. I'm not saying every game. I'm not saying they can light the world on fire, but I do think you'll have some good quarterback play this year, regardless who it is. I've been on record saying I think Hooker could be a good pick for the simple fact he adds a different element and ability to run with the ball, and he takes care of the ball as well. But I think any quarterback can fit this offense if they are coached properly and put in. But I want to hear from you. Who do you think's in the lead right now? Who do you think will ultimately win? And do you think you'll see multiple guys play this season? Let me know in the comments below. And again, if you like quarterback content, mostly film breakdowns that we do, please consider giving this channel a subscription, and we'll continue to put out quarterback content, and we'll see you next time.